Hey guys, it's Haley. This is going to be Maxwell's 6-month update. So Maxwell has been born for half a year now. That is crazy. I can't believe how big he is. Literally every single day I look at Rob and I say, look at how big he is, because he's just growing and growing and growing, and it's insane. Last time I had said I thought that maybe this month I'd be telling you guys that Maxwell is crawling, and I am. He is crawling. Like, it started off as kind of like a low, slow belly crawl, and now he crawls clear across the room in like less than a minute. It's insane. You have to be keeping like such a close eye on him, but luckily we have our whole entire area where he plays like really baby proofed, and pretty much he can touch like anything that he can't touch is out of reach. So yeah, it started off as like a low, kind of slow belly type army crawl, and he still mostly crawls like down with his stomach touching the ground, but he does get up on his hands and knees, and he even gets up in like the push-up position, and he'll be up on like his toes and his hands, but he won't crawl that way yet really. I've seen him take like a couple quick small crawls on his knees, but he doesn't really want to get around that way. He's like really efficient at crawling around with his stomach on the ground, so he's just comfortable doing it that way, and that's how he does it.
You're on your back, that's why you can't crawl. Go on your belly.
Pulling up also, he's like totally, even before he could begin to crawl, he was starting to play around with trying to pull up, but now he's like totally trying to pull up on stuff. He can pull up like it's nothing. When he's like sitting on our laps, he'll kind of like hold on to us or our clothes and kind of pull up like directly into a stand like it's nothing. But when he's on his own on the floor, it's a little bit harder for him, and he can kind of grab onto stuff and pull up onto his knees, so he'll be standing on his knees, but he has not pulled up to standing up on his own yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing that like any day now, because he is just growing so freaking fast. It's crazy. Pretty much his whole entire play area that we have set up is totally for him. He can like pull out anything that he wants. Like, I have everything set up so that it's either like where he can get it out or where he can almost get it out, so that it can like grow with him. So like, I have the shelves behind us, and he can totally get the stuff off of the first and second shelves on the bottom, but the next one up he's starting to pull up to it, but he's not quite there yet. And everything is held into the wall, so there's no way that he could like pull the shelves over. It's all screwed into the wall, but that way he can kind of like work on trying to pull up and get to things and stuff. But he has a lot of fun just playing around with all his toys, and now he pulls everything up all the time. So we'll be over here playing for like not even 20 minutes, and he'll have like everything that he can get out, and it will be everywhere. I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but I know that I mentioned it in one of his past updates that he had really started noticing the animals a lot more, but he definitely notices them even more now. Like, he will look and notice the cats walking by, or Scout, and especially Scout. Like, he kind of like pays attention to the cats, and a lot more than he did before, but he's totally into Scout now. Like, if Scout's like walking by while he's on the floor, he'll try to crawl towards him, but he's totally also into pulling Scout's hair but it's like a really tight grip on his hair. He'll like grab a fistful and like just be holding it like death grip. It's hard for me to get my hands like so he can get off of it, but I don't want him to be doing that so much. Like Scout is so good with him. He like has not tried to like nip at him or anything any of the times that he's pulled his hair. He'll just kind of look at us like he's pulling my hair and kind of try to get away from him. But pretty much Scout's learning that right now he's in that phase, so when Scout sees him coming, he'll like walk away. He's like, don't come near me, you're gonna pull my hair. But he still like tries to like go over to him just to like lick him and give him kisses because they love each other. And but that's just something that's been attracting his attention, is trying to get after him and pull his hair. I think every single time that I make one of Maxwell's updates, we have a new bath routine. And last time I told you guys he was coming in the shower with me just because it was easier. I got to shower, he got to shower like and get clean all at the same time. But now that he is like crawling and pulling up and stuff, it's been kind of crazy trying to have him in the shower with me right now just because he can't keep steady sitting up in the shower. It's a little bit too slippery. Now we've been giving him baths in the kitchen sink. And that's just what's easiest right now, and I think we might do that for a while. And that's how he's just been getting his baths. But now that he's like way more into like playing and like pulling out toys, he really notices the bath toys now, which is really cool. Like he just gets to like play with all his little cups and stuff in the water and his rubber ducky, and he's like really into bath time. Huge new thing is that he is actually sleeping in his crib already. I had told you guys last time that I was planning on possibly transitioning him to sleeping in the crib after he turned 6 months, but shortly after making his update last time, he just like, it seemed just like we were all ready for it. He had been doing really great with having nap times in his crib, and I have not yet really had to fight with him to get him in the crib at all. Like, I usually put him in there when he's already asleep, and sometimes he wakes up crying and sometimes he wakes up happy, but I'd say they're about equal. Like, if anything, I think he probably wakes up happy more often than he wakes up crying, but it's not like he's screaming crying, he's just crying to kind of like, he knows like he wakes up, and if like I'm not noticing he's awake right away on the baby monitor, he'll just do a little cry and I'll go get him. But it's going really well. He was just, I think he was ready for it too because he's doing really well with sleeping in there. If I put him to bed at like 9 or 8 p.m., then he'll usually wake up around 11 p.m. just like for a quick feeding and then go right back to sleep. But sometimes he won't go to bed until 10 p.m. depending on what kind of evening nap he had had earlier that day. So if he goes to bed at 10 p.m., he'll always, every single night, wake up at 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. and he'll just eat real quick and go back to sleep. And then usually he'll wake up for the whole day around like 7, 8 a.m., sometime like that. And so it's like we're getting into this really good schedule and it's working out really awesome. Another cool thing that we've been getting like really in the hang of this month has been our Elimination Communication stuff that we've been doing together. So Maxwell, basically since he started sleeping and taking naps in his crib, waking up a lot of times without even peeing during a nap. At nighttime, it's like, you know, a longer stretch of time, so he usually always wakes up with a wet diaper, but we always, right when he wakes up, go and he uses the potty. We recently got him a new potty seat of his own to set up a whole entire little potty area just for him where his diaper stuff is next to it, his potty seat is there, and the reason for that is because he's crawling now, so I feel like maybe he'll start to learn like, oh, we go over here when we use the potty, so at least he can kind of get familiar with the area and like grow to know like that is his potty area, because he definitely already gets the hang of it. He knows like, oh, I'm on the potty, I'm gonna go. We do our little cues that we have, I'll make the noises and he'll like go. Now when he started sleeping in his crib, he did for like about a week, I'd say, have a little bit of like he started waking up like and going number 2 in his diaper, but I believe that was just because like he was waking up and being quiet in his crib kind of for a while, and because they hadn't gone to get him and put him on the potty right away, then he would go in his diaper. But pretty much that happened for about a week, and then ever since then it hasn't happened. Like we wake up in the morning and then he goes potty, so it's pretty cool. Basically, he is just growing so fast now. Like I feel like every single day he does like 5 new things. And he grows like so much. Like the other day I was just looking, like his legs are so much longer now. So I can't wait. Actually, this Friday is going to be his 6-month doctor's appointment, so we'll get to see like all his stats, like how much he's gained in weight, how tall he's grown, and I cannot wait because he's so big now. It's crazy. Like I just look at him and I'm like, he's not this tiny itty bitty little infant anymore. He's like growing into this itty bitty like boy. Like he's like, I feel like, I know he's still a baby, but I feel like he's like a little boy now. Like it's crazy. Like even though he's still a baby, like I don't know, he's not itty bitty anymore, and he's just growing really fast and learning new stuff so fast. Like he was like rolling over, using his jumper and walker, and now he's crawling. It just all happened so fast, and now he's on the move, and it's just gonna keep like progressing from here. It's insane. So that's all I have to update you guys on this time, but we'll see what we get to tell you next month. So see you next time. Bye.